Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one,
a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world.
It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Bam. You guys had no sound this whole time. Let's start over. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? I hope you are doing well, my friend. Dude, today is Tuesday, May 7th, 2019. My buddy Darian Sanders just sent me a message. He could hear the intro, but he couldn't hear me talking. He just sent me a message. He just told me he's lifting in the gym. He's got a buddy watching the show probably for the first time, and I come out the gate for the first minute, and you can't even hear me. My bad, friends. I forgot to unhit the mute button. I got a mute button over here on the mixer. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. Today is Tuesday, May 7th, 2019. And what's incredible is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, May 7th, 2019. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most of this incredible day. It's going to be 79 degrees today here in the great state of Kentucky. It's going to be nice and sunny. It's going to be a beautiful day. This week on Hashtag Rise and Grind, we're kind of going back a little bit. We're talking about the past. We're talking about the present. We're talking about the future. We're talking about why we created Hashtag Rise and Grind, why the show is important, why the group is important. We're talking about all of those different things this week. And so this is an incredible week, if you haven't done so already, to bring a friend in. And what's great is when you bring your friends in to watch the show for the first time, I will start talking for a good minute before anybody can hear me so that I can embarrass myself in front of everybody. Jesse Miller says it was a powerful message, just silent. Awesome, man. It's what I love about live. It's what I love about live. You never know what's going to happen. Exactly 1 year, 5 months, 3 days ago, on January 4th, 2018, I went upstairs in my house into a utility closet, and I did something crazy. I pressed the record button at 5:30 a.m.
Man, that light is bright. Man, I got a bright sticking light in this studio, man. It's like kind of at an angle. It's weird this morning, but hey guys, good morning. Glenn Lundy hanging out. It is 5:30 in the morning, and I wanted to hop on here live and see who else is up. My gosh, I need a shower. But I wanted to see who else is up and who else is grinding. Frank Kranite just popped in here. RC Hazard just popped in here. Heather Toomey, Adam Jaramillo, all the way out there in Arizona. What's up, Rick? Hey, guys, you guys are all my rising grinders, man. This is the early morning crew. 5:33, that's right, Rick, man. I'm sorry, I'm about 3 minutes late. I meant to kick this off right at 5:30. RC Hazard, cracking eggs and making ideas. That's my man. But yeah, here's what I was thinking, man. It's crazy how this kind of came together. Yesterday at work, my buddy Robbie Toomey, it's a guy that I've been working with for a while. Yesterday at work, he mentioned that he was wanting, he was waiting for me to go live again at 5:30 in the morning. I was like, what are you talking about? And he reminded me that I had gone live, I don't know, a few months back, gone live at 5:30 in the morning, just talking about early risers, rising and grinding. And my intention at that point was to do this a little bit more often. You know, there's a group of us that get up early and kick off the day, and why do we have to wait until, 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, while the heck, until everybody else gets up to get some good stuff going? So I thought what I will do is I'll commit to a little bit of accountability, and I'll jump on here 5:30 in the morning. I'll just jump on here every day. There won't be a ton of us in this group because there aren't a ton of us that can get up this early. Yeah, I saw Frank Carnott was in here.
If I only knew. Man, there are some things that have changed. As you can see, the studio's changed. My wake-up time has changed. I think on that episode, I had woken up about 4 minutes before I pressed record. My wake-up time has changed now. I'm up at 3:50 a.m. every single day. My accountability, I said I wanted to hold myself accountable and hold you accountable, and that part is true as well. The biggest thing that's changed is when I went live that day, 1 year, 5 months, 3 days ago, on January 4, 2018, I never imagined that it would be as big as it is today. You see, I had no idea that single solitary moment, that I pressed record, I had no idea that single solitary moment was going to change absolutely everything in my life. Isn't that crazy? You see, prior to that moment, I had grown up in Flagstaff, Arizona, as pretty much, not a troubled child. I just grew up a bad kid, right? I just became a bad person making bad decisions. And ultimately that led me to leave Flagstaff, Arizona. It led me to a point where I traveled all across the United States trying to figure out my place, where I was going to go, who I was going to be. And that ultimately led me to a place where I ended up homeless. I was homeless on the streets of San Diego. I was sleeping in buses. And I remember in a moment, there was one specific moment where I woke up on a beach, and I was looking around at all of the people, and nobody would make eye contact with me. Nobody would make eye contact with me, and I felt so incredibly invisible and worthless and alone. I felt I didn't have any value. There was no point in my existence. And ultimately that led me to try to take my own life. I tried to take my own life, and thankfully I failed. Clearly, you'd be talking to a ghost, be kind of weird. Thankfully, I failed in that endeavor and ultimately was saved. I was able to move out to Kentucky, where I met my wife, and now I've got these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful kiddos that I spend time with. And I came to this place called Dan Cummins. I came to Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick, and I started my career there, and we had a ton of success, man. A ton of success. That January of 2011 was the first month that I started. In March of 2018, we sold 1,043 cars. I had an incredible career, tons of growth. And then I went to this conference. I went to this crazy conference, this 10X Growth Con with Grant Cardone. So I went to this conference, and I met Grant, and I had been spending some time out here in Kentucky learning more about church and hanging out with incredible people like Darian, who's on here this morning, incredible people like Darian and Melissa Thompson. And so there were a lot of things that were changing in my life. And then I went to this conference right here, 10X Growth Con. I went to that conference, and then something happened. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in that conference here in just a second. But before I do, this is what we got to do. You know what we do. This is the part of the show. Let's dance, baby. This is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And so hit that share button. It just might change somebody's day. This is also the part of the show where I'm going to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. Good morning, Bambi Campbell. How are you? What's up, Janelle Griego? What's up, Josh? Oh, Jesse Miller's up in here, and Terry Lapier's up in here. My man Don Sankey, Cece Eberly, Casey Rossiter, Janelle Griego, and Eddie Gilbert. What's up, Darian Sanders? What's up, Mr. Carter Myers? How you doing, Eric Willeroy? We got, Roberta, Rose Haycraft, Nars, Buenaventura, Stephen Jones, Vicky Everett, Amy Liston, Laura Berman. Everybody's up in here. I love it. Ann Robertson, how are you? Sean Weatherby and Gail Beecraft. Yeah, we got the flashback. What's up, Bobby Bonzer? What's up, Ray Hatcher? Everybody else up in here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Carrie Lynn Carter, 2 days out. We'll have to find out what's up with that. What's up, Scott Holbert? What's up, Rick Chavesty? Everybody's up in here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Make sure you like this episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. Make sure you hit the like button. I know sometimes we get all caught up in the saying good mornings. We forget to like it. But hitting that like it button does a lot of things for the algorithms for hashtag Rise and Grind. So make sure you like the show. Make sure you, when you share the show, you title the show or title your share so it can get more reach, so we can reach more people. So let's back up. So we did a little dancing. Good morning, man. How's everybody doing? Good. Let's back up a little bit. So I'm at this conference, right? This 10X Growth Con. And speaking of conferences, I do want to mention, don't forget, Grow Your Business for God's Sake is coming up in Nashville, Tennessee. We got a powerful speaker lineup. And also Darian Sanders is going to be performing, Broadway performer Darian Sanders. He'll be singing at this conference, so you'll be able to experience that. So you've got the great speakers. We're going to have round tables where you can meet the speakers, and we're going to have Darian up in there with the pipes. It's going to be incredible. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go to growyourbusinessforgodsake.com. Also, I do want to remind, before we go too far down the rabbit hole, I do want to remind you guys that we have a video release. The hashtag Rise and Grind video release is coming up this weekend. It's coming up Saturday. We're going to release the song. You'll be able to pre-order and download it. At that point, you'll be able to download the song to your phone, and we need to have a massive launch. So make sure that you download on Saturday, download the song, and then also grab 5 of your friends' phones and make sure you download the song on their phones as well, because we're going to push this thing out. Actual release date is the 17th, but we need to get as many pre-release orders as we possibly can on the hashtag Rise and Grind anthem. It's going to be incredible. So that'll release on Saturday. Now back to the story. Here I am, 10X Growth Con, and this woman walks up on the stage, Miss Danelle Delgado, and she completely and utterly changed my life. In one speech, one talk, one conversation, she completely and utterly changed my life, because Danelle was on stage and she was talking about some different things. She was talking about who in here knows what they need to be doing, who in here reads all of the Cardone books, who in here listens to all the motivational videos, who in here does all of these things. But ultimately, she had everybody raising their hand. She said, raise your hand if you read the books. Raise your hand if you watch the videos. Raise your hand if you know what to do. And then she said, now keep your hand up if you know what to do, but you're not doing it. It hurt. It hurt because, yes, I had had some success in my career. And yes, I had had some success in my family. Yes, I had come a long way. But there was so much more that I wasn't doing. There was so much more. And so in that moment, something clicked in my brain, and I began to, literally, it was like the mud had been wiped away from my eyes, and all of a sudden, I started to see things at a different level. Things became more clear. I began to understand better my responsibility on this planet. And literally, like, trees were greener. The grass was greener. I could see the leaves, individual leaves on the trees. I remember talking to my wife, telling her, like, everything's in hypercolor all of a sudden. It's crazy. It was like, it was so different. It was such a unique moment in my life. I can remember it so clearly, driving down Clintonville Road with my wife and just being in awe and wonder at the world that I had been living in all of my life and how dull that world seemed compared to now being able to see the light. Being able to understand my responsibility, my God-given gifts and talents, my spiritual nature, the other side of me. The physical side, the spiritual side. And she helped bring that out. She helped me to understand that there's this bigger picture, right? There's this bigger picture and this bigger responsibility. So here I am in this moment. I've been enlightened and transformed by Danelle. And so I started to apply a lot of different things. I started to really started to study and apply the things that I was studying. I started to attack the mornings. I started to get up a little bit earlier. I started to do gratitude lists and goals. I started to really work at growing my business, growing the team at Dan Cummins, growing my relationships with my family and my friends. I started to really work on these things. And then I remembered there was, at some point, I remembered that feeling of being invisible back when I was homeless, where people wouldn't even make eye contact with me. And I remember that feeling, and I remember how alone I felt. And then I thought, man, there are other people out there that feel what I felt. There are other people out there that are all alone. There are other people out there that have nothing to look forward to. They have no hope for tomorrow. And even though that's not me anymore, I had gotten myself out of that place. There were still a ton of people out there that were struggling. So I continued to go down this journey of understanding, a journey of understanding that I had a responsibility to start reaching further and further and further. And I met Hank Norman and his team at 2 Market Media up there in New York, and he helped me begin to grow more, to grow my brand, to start to reach out a little bit further on social media and different things to do in video and different ways to become more entertaining and to be able to capture people's attention more, so on and so forth. And so Hank started, teaching me all of these things. And then Robbie, of course, hit me about the 5:30 a.m. thing like I showed you in that video. So Robbie hit me on that, and I had Hank Norman on me, and the only time I could really do a show and reach out more online to be able to connect with more people, the only time I could really do it was first thing in the morning because I had, work and the kids and so on and so forth. And so I thought, well, here's my chance. This is my chance. This is my thing that I can do to where I can help keep people from feeling alone and invisible. Like if I create a place where they can come, if I can create like a group that they can go to 24/7, if I can create a show that every single day is going to go live and people know that they can come together and it's going to be positive and motivational and inspirational and and educational, and I can teach them how to be better in business. I can teach them better business strategies. I can teach them how to be better in their marriages and better in their relationship. I can teach them all of these different thing. If I could create this place, this environment, this community, then I could reach out and I could help that guy, that girl that is just like I was. I could reach that one single solitary person. And so I started doing the show on January 4th. Of 2018, and I got to tell you, from there, It's been incredible. It's been incredible what's happened since we started the show. You know, there's been all kinds of different news coverage, and we've got 27,000 people in the group, and you know, I've done different sales meetings, and we had, you know, the Rise and Grind event. We've got this thing going on in Nashville, and we've got the Rise and Grind like gear, and I teamed up with Eric Thomas on some different things, and I teamed up with Danelle Delgado and Lisa Copeland, and you know, it's just crazy how far and wide it's gone, you know? Like, it's just literally crazy how taking that one leap, that one original domino took us from here. You know, here's all the episodes of hashtag Rise and Grind on YouTube. There's over 350 episodes now. You know, I showed you a little bit of the first episode. This was, you know, this is episode 2.
First guy in the Rise and Grind, Robbie Two. There's my man, Joshua Thomas Mitchell, is rising and grinding today. I think I saw, who did I see? Chip Anderson, Caleb Kazi.
You know, so it's just crazy. It's literally crazy how far it's come, how far this show has come. It's incredible. And so I started reaching out. I'm like, I want to make sure people know that they're not alone. I want to make sure people do not feel invisible. And I want to make sure people understand that there's a spiritual side to them. And I want to make sure that people understand that they have value and they have worth. And so that's why, like, when I ask you guys, when I say, hey, make sure you like this show, it's because I'm trying to get the reach so that we can reach that one person. When I ask you to share the show and title your share, it's because I'm trying to get the reach so that I can reach that one person. See, I need you guys to understand something. I don't do the show for views. I'm not asking you to share the show for views. I don't want you to like the show for views. It's because there's somebody sitting somewhere right now in your group, in your network. There is somebody that feels invisible, that doesn't feel like they have value, that feels like they're alone. And I'm trying to use you because you're already here. We've already received the gift, and I'm trying to use you to continue to reach out as far as we can and touch as many lives as we can. People ask me all the time, Glenn, what gets you up? How do you do it? How can you do a show at 5:30 a.m. every single day? And the answer is because I don't do the show for money. I don't do the show for views. I don't do the show for myself. It's not for publicity. It's not for promotion. I don't do the show for any of those reasons. I do the show because I know there is a guy or a girl that is living in existence exactly like I did, that is in and out of jail, that is in and off or on and off the streets, that feels alone with no hope and nowhere to go. And I know that person exists, and I know that I am the only one, only me. I am the only one. God built me specifically because I am the only one that can reach them. I'm the only one. I'm half black, I'm half white, I can get along with both. I've been broke, I've been rich, I can understand and comprehend both. I've been homeless, I got nice homes, I can understand both sides. I lost custody of a kid, I've been in jail, I've done all of that. I've had good relationships, I've had bad relationships. I have this ability to speak, I have this power of words. I have all of these gifts, these talents that were given to me so that I can reach out and connect, whether you've been drinking, whether you've been drugging, whether you're coming out of the club, whether you're headed into the club, whether you're a morning riser, whether you're a late night person. I was specifically made to be able to reach out to you, connect with you in a specific, very specific way so that I can make sure you know that you have value. That's it. That's what gets me up every day. That's my energy. That's where it comes from. That's my motivation. That's my why. That's why this show is so important to me. That's why this show became so important to me that I ended up quitting my job.
Here, because I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of questions. So I actually told myself that I wasn't going to do a live. I wasn't going to, do a big post. I'm not trying to be a disruption or anything like that. I told myself that I wasn't going to do this right here, but I have to do this. I have to do this for my wife. So, like, my wife is the strongest, most amazing human being that I know, man. She's one powerful. I mean, just a powerful young lady that's just, she's poured her heart and soul into me and poured her heart and soul into our kids. And she's powerful, man. She's powerful. She's so supportive. She's my everything. And
that's kind of how that went down. So you can watch that video on YouTube if you want. That video is 20 minutes long. But ultimately, this career, this thing that I built, this thing that was going really, really well, that I've had tons of success in, I had to lay it down, man. I had to lay it down. I had to lay it down for this. I had to lay it down for her. I had to lay it down for them. I had to lay it down for you. I had to. I didn't have a choice. I loved where I was working. I loved the people I was working with. But I've been called and asked to do something bigger. And that's why we're here. That is why we're here. You see, I've been a non-believer and I've been a believer. I've lived on both sides. And one thing that I now understand is that I have a responsibility on this planet to use the gifts that I've been given to reach out, lift and encourage, and to help everyone else see what I now see. And see, what I see is that we are all, every single one of us, children of God, uniquely made by the God of the universe to be the absolute best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. I see that now. I get that now. It's clear. I can see the leaves in high def. I get it. I get it. And so I'm going to use this show, and I'm going to use a song that Tony wrote that's got an awesome video, and I'm going to use shirts like Rise and Grind Nation and every platform humanly possible, and conferences and everything. I'm going to get up every single day at 3:50 in the morning. We're gonna do all that. I'm gonna get as many people here in the group. I'm gonna ask you to invite people into the group. I'm gonna ask you to invite people to download the songs. I'm gonna ask you to support Rise and Grind and wear your shirts and post your pictures and put on your bracelets. And I'm gonna ask you to do all of those things. I'm going to ask you every single day. Lisa told me one day, Lisa Copeland was like, Glenn, man, you're always asking people to share. She says, very intrusive. Yes, I will continue to be intrusive. I will continue to be intrusive because I know for a fact there's somebody in your circle, in your network. There is somebody around you right now that feels invisible. And I want to show them that they have so much more value than they believe that they do. So we're going to continue to push. That's what Rise and Grind is. That's what this show is. That's what the group is. That's what it's all about. If you're new to this, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. You're here for a reason. Just like I'm here for a reason, you're here for a reason. I can't do it without you. You can't do it without me. It works out great. For those of you that have been coming for a while, that have been watching the show, that have followed my journey, I'm so thankful for you. I really am. I'm so thankful for you. Those of you that I can count on every single day to be here to support me. It'd be tough to do this. It would be really tough to do this if every day I popped on and you weren't here with me. You're my fuel. You're the thing that keeps the engine running. I couldn't do it without you. So thank you so very, very much. I hope that you have an incredible day today. I do. I hope you have an incredible day. I hope that you'll share the show, like the show. I hope it was a great start. And I hope that you know what I know, that you're a child of God, uniquely made by the God of the universe to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And you're starting to make good decisions already. You're in the hashtag Rise and Grind group. You're posting positive things. You're watching the show. You're waking up early. And all of these things are making an impact. They're making an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. And dude, I can't even tell you, you've made a massive impact on me. And I, for one, I absolutely love you for it, man. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. So go out there, have an incredible day today, an amazing, over-the-top, phenomenal day. And if you need more episodes of hashtag Rise and Grind, you can go to GlennLundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, go to GlennLundy.com. Most importantly, come back here again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We're going to do this all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. Hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind. Hashtag rise and grind, grind, 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 grind. Hashtag rise and grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind. Hashtag rise and grind. Don't stop, get it, get it. Hashtag rise and grind. Stop, get it, get it. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind. Good morning. On my feet before the sunrise. Stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. Hashtag blessed. Write my mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals. I'm focused on my physical. I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party.